I don't know Ken Ofori Atta. I've never met him in my life. I've never even had a phone call with him, so I don't know him. There's nothing that connects me with him. I don't know him. But this is what I know, or this is what I think. The day anybody raises your left or your right hand to swear an oath on the assumption of an office, that is the day you sign a contract, both a social contract and a real contract, you'll be held accountable for your actions and your inactions. So any human being, anybody, including Ken, who is being called to account for his actions and inactions, have absolutely no problem with that. Because you were, and especially finance ministers, they have been so powerful in this country and all over the world. A president will not make you a finance minister if the president doesn't put a lot of trust in you. And because you control the public purse, you make a lot of decisions. So any finance, anybody who agrees to be a finance minister must always know that either during your turn or in your absence, people will ask a lot of questions about you. And if you are not prepared, if you are not ready to answer these questions, then I don't think you have a business first, accepting any public political appointments, or secondly, especially that of a finance minister. So I have no problem. Mr. OSP, thank you. You are doing your work that you are mandated to do. You are spending a lot of money from the public to do that. You are spending a lot of public sector resources to do that. So I have no problem. I'm cheering for you. Go ahead and do your work and do it very well. Make sure that if the people that you believe have misappropriated public funds, make sure that you go after them. Make sure that you do that, and make sure that at the end of the day, that you can have something to show for it. There's a theory that the OSP is engaged in this pissing contest, if I'll call it, pardon the French, with the finance minister because he wants to justify that he's doing something. There's a theory that that office has spent a lot of money and wasted a lot of public resources, but has not got any major, significant, should I say, conviction or whatever to justify that. And so they are going after the biggest of all fishes, even though the big fish, to try to justify their budget. I don't buy that theory. I'm not a student of that theory. I want to believe that genuinely, in the heart of the OSP, they believe they have a case and they are going for. So I wish them all the best in what they are doing. Now you come down to the issue of Ken Ofori Atta in person. I think there are different Ken Ofori Attas. And sometimes we focus on the other. There's the Ken Ofori Atta who was the managing director of Data Bank. Mm-hmm. There's the Ken Ofori Atta who was never in public sector, who returned to Ghana from just and established a business, made a lot of money for some people. He didn't make any money from Data Bank, by the way. He made a lot of money. People praised him for his drive from his skill. There's that Ken Ofori Atta. And then there's that Ken Ofori Atta who in 2017 became finance minister up to now. What the family is trying to say is that in whatever we are doing, let's know about these two Ken Ofori Attas. Ken Ofori Atta, the human being, Ken Ofori Atta, the man, Ken Ofori Atta, the husband, the Ken Ofori Atta, and then the Ken Ofori Atta who's ready for his, who was in the public sector, and he says, again, I think that he has every resource to get some of the best lawyers to defend him, to defend his rights. But questions about this must be answered. I'm looking at the tactics of this OSP anyway. So far, you have issued a red alert for how many weeks? It's about how many? 3-4 weeks now. Mm-hmm. Now, today I went on the website of the Interpol. I'm looking at red alert. Mostly, there are issues of people that you can't get. They are not there. You can't get them. You don't know where they are. But this man says, I am in the United States of America. The United States of America is a finite space. So you know where he is. 1. 2. He says, I am sick.
No, so I think I just have to put it on that some correction. The person says that's where he is, but the OSP has indicated that
he's not there.
He cannot go on that tangent to say that's where he is. Here's what I mean. If you go to the OSP's website, the wanted notice has 6 locations, possible locations of Ken Ofori Atta. 6 of them. Guyana, you have also the United States, United Kingdom, and then you also have, apart from that, Cayman Islands, South Africa, Hong Kong. These are the 6 possible locations the OSP says Ken Ofori Atta might be. So based on this, you cannot say that the OSP knows where he is.
Okay, thank you for that. Again, I want to repeat so that it's not known. I don't know Ken Ofori Atta anywhere, and nobody should interpret whatever I'm saying as an attempt to defend Ofori Atta. He has people, you've seen his family, his lawyer defending and protecting. No.
Okay.
I'm just talking about public sectors and how public institutions can or ought to sometimes reform and become better. Yeah. So he says he's there. He says he's receiving treatment. Now, if you say there are 6 possible locations, so the argument for the OSP therefore is that we don't know where he is. That's fair. But we're also in this country. I remember when they were trying to get the man facing the trial now, the national security guy, the signals guy. We were actually told how national security intelligence in Ghana tracked him. We were told at the press conference that they actually knew where he was, and even when he was at an airport and changed his flight, they knew. So I'm saying that the intelligence agencies in Ghana, is it possible for them to track for record too? Is it possible for them to say that based on travel record? Because I think that the intelligence and security services in Ghana, they can know these things. Even if he has another passport, they can know. Can they trace and then can they break? Because you see, when you see state agencies working together, it helps to make it look like you are not personally the case. Can they also tell us? Just like they told us that they followed Adu Boahen, they know where he was, they know where he's going, he got to Senegal, they followed him until finally they arrested him. That was perfect. The state agencies doing excellent. Can we also get a similar breakdown? If you don't know where he is, Ghana, the passport that we have can be tracked, can be traced. Can they do that? Because my point is, when you do this and then you tell the public what you are doing, it lets us all believe strongly that yes, you are genuinely out there, that you genuinely believe that the man is giving you false information and that you are proceeding on that false information. But right now, if he says, I am here, I'm at the hospital, in a fixed location, in a fixed address, in a place you know, then it means he's not missing. He's not in your jurisdiction, yes. But you know where he is, that is what he's trying to say. If you say you don't know that, I'm just saying that, please, OSP, help us. Let the national intelligence, national security track his passport. And then they can tell us that, yes, oh, we were right. He says he's in the United States, but we found him in Guyana, on the beach, chilling. He says he has cancer. But hey, look at that. We've seen him in a nightclub in Jamaica and Kingston having fun. What will be the case? Give us that information so that those of us that are sitting there and watching this will say, oh, genuinely, the OSP is actually there doing his work, but that he's not trying to. But right now, it is better. He said. What is the middle ground? What is behind door number 3? National security should help us, please, and release some information about where he is exactly. And if it comes out that he's not there, we know who is lying and who is not. But right now, that information isn't. And again, I want to conclude by saying one thing again. Any man, any woman who swears a public oath to protect the public peace must be ready to hold himself or herself accountable. The figures being quoted are obscene, and somebody must be held accountable for that. Whosoever it is, let the chips fall where they may be. But in doing that, please, let's make sure that we respect people's fundamental human rights, and let's make sure we give people justice. I have absolutely no problem with the OSP going after Ken to bring him to justice. I have no problem after that. Thank you.
What action on the OSP has violated Ken Ofori Atta's rights, if it so be?
I have not said any of his rights are violated. I have not said that. I've not said that. I'm not saying. I'm just telling you the small concern I think I have is that there are 2 different theories. The guy says, I'm in the United States and receiving treatment at the Mayo Clinic. Those are fixed addresses, fixed places. You can Google Mayo Clinic on Google Maps and see where it is. You can know physically where it is. National intelligence, national security can go to Mayo Clinic and use whatever clandestine thing they have to find if he's there. They can do that because we have spies in the United States. The government of Ghana has spies all over the world. We pay them to do some of these things if it's that important because the money is involved are so much that you can do that. He says he's there. I've not said anything has been violated. I'm just simply saying that. Give us something else to chew on. Something else that will say that Ken is lying. Or something else that will show that he's actually fileless. Because he says, I am here. So the public may say, okay, Ken says he's here, it's in a finite location, finite address, place here. You say you don't know where he is. Go look there. Like right now I'm here. I'm on TV3. So if you're looking for me at my house, I'm not there, I'm here. But if you come to TV3, I'm not here, and I'm also saying I'm not here, you can say I'm missing. I'm not missing. He's simply saying, I'm here. I'm the United States, I'm sitting down here. Come look for me. Come get me. If you all don't go, you can just say, okay, I know where you are, but I won't come to you, come to me. That is also fair. The DSP can say, no, I'm not going to chase you to the United States, even though there's record, there's history. The history has shown that he has been able to go across the borders to talk to people. He says, I'm not doing that. He has a right. and I respect that right. That he chooses, you, the one be interview, don't choose to tell him how he should handle his case. He should do it. So, but can we at least tell the public that, yeah, we all agree, you are in Yankee. We know where, but we are not coming to you, come to us. Well, can we agree on that?
At least he is giving this 6 possible locations. But the fundamental issue, I get, you make is that we deserve some accountability.
Exactly.
And answers to the question the OSP is asking of Ken.
Exactly. I have absolutely no problem, no qualms about that. He ought to be, and he should be able to come and raise his hand and say, I promise to say the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help me God, and then sit down and answer this question. I have absolutely no problem with that.
Martin Bebo, this development this week, does listening to his wife, does it make Ken Ofori Atta's case any better?
It makes the case slightly worse.
Why?
Makes it slightly worse. Before I go to the why, let me put in this. So let's see if this satisfies Dr. Zaato's question. So, Dr. Zaato, the thing is that because of his previous conduct, which I'll be coming into briefly or shortly, we can't trust him. So your question that we should bring our information that he's here or there. So let's say if they were to find that he's in the Mayo Clinic in the US, then what? What's the next thing? What is that to do to the case? Yes.
Well, then it tells those of us that are just sitting there watching that, okay, Ken is lying.
But that doesn't advance the case. Right now, the issue on the floor is that OSP says it needs him in Ghana. That's the OSP's case, okay. Right? Yes. So even if you were to find that he's in the Mayo Clinic in the US, it doesn't advance the case because OSP says come to Ghana. Come to Ghana. And it's because of his previous conduct that he can't be trusted. You see?
Okay. I agree with that, Martin. And again, we're all reading from the same thing on this. Trust me, I support whatever you are doing with this. I have no problem at all.
Fine. No, we are
all I'm simply saying is that, look, I can relate in a way to the family. I don't want to say it. I lost my mother to cancer.
Yeah.
I saw her lie on bed dying.
Yes.
So if it is true that there's somebody's on the bed dying and you are saying, come to here, I'm not, you see, I can, there's a way you can humanize that.
Yes.
You can humanize that, yes, no matter what you are accused of doing, you are lying in bed with cancer, it's serious. So I'm not saying because of that you shouldn't come. I've not said it. Okay. I'm not saying because of that the OSP shouldn't continue. I've not said that. I'm simply saying because of that, at least let's know that is he lying with cancer or does he have cancer? Okay. If he does, then you can say, it doesn't matter that you are sick, it doesn't matter that we can prove that you are there, we still want you here. Okay. I support that one too by the OSP.
Okay, so Dr. Zaato, okay, so now I answer Mr. Kansi's question as I also take on your concern. So you see, what is done, maybe as a further development of your argument, that means that if he has cancer, then should we take his offer that he wants to provide all the requisite cooperation, etc., in the US whilst he's recovering, etc. That's what it looks.
No, I've not said that.
You don't want that.
No, I've not said that.
Okay.
I've not said that.
So
I've said the OSP should go ahead and use whatever method he has to use. That's not up to me to decide what to do. All I'm simply saying is that if the man says I cancer, at least can you tell us that it's true and is it? Or again.